What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of SAKURA, the most useless talk show about anime and or gaming. It is your host,
I can't see your man, though.
What happened?
I can't see your man.
It's all right. I mean,
he never shows his face.
Yeah.
So
He's probably ugly. Yes, he's very ugly.
No, it's not probably. It's very. Bro, yo, I look like Shrek. Anyway, go ahead. Keep going with it.
Anyway, my co-host TSUNA, and we are joined by Greg SELKOE, former president of FaZe, and now he left to start up XSET Gaming. How you doing today, Greg?
I'm great. It's an honor to be on the show.
No, the pleasure.
Finally
made it. So, question on everybody's mind is, why leave FaZe to start XSET?
Sorry, I got to hydrate. Well, I was at FaZe for almost 2.5 years. And, obviously FaZe is an amazing brand. They've done a lot of, amazing things. And I think, I was part of a lot of that. But I really wanted to do something different. I've always been driven by, social causes, social movements. Even when I did Karmaloop before FaZe, they had a lot of that in it. And I realized there was an opportunity in the gaming space, which is that, and it's something that I really always believed in, was that, the gaming world is highly diverse. Everyone games. I think it's like 2.8 billion people. But when you looked across all the orgs, a lot of them didn't have the diversity that I was looking for, didn't have the male-female representation, LGBTQ representation. And, I also saw an opportunity with East Coast, being an East Coast base, or you're in New York, right? I like that.
Yep, New York City. Oh, yeah. Thank you for this, man. He's in Jersey.
And so, I'm from Boston. I grew up here. My family, my wife and 2 young kids were still living here. I've been living out in California for a while. And I just saw an opportunity, and I'm an entrepreneur. I like to build stuff, right? I mean, FaZe, as amazing a brand as it is, wasn't my brand, wasn't something I created. In the past, every other sort of entrepreneurial endeavor I've been in, I had a lot of creative input and creative ideas and things, and I wanted to put them to work. And, I also, I'm working with, 3 guys that are founders with me that are like, my best friends, basically, right? So it's just being able to build something in your own vision. It's not a knock on FaZe, but we just have a different vision, different philosophy. And I think there's room for lots of different types of gaming orgs. The space is only getting bigger. And, the other thing is I wasn't the CEO. I wasn't the boss. I was the president, so I was the number 2 guy, which is a great title. But I wanted to be in a position where I could really have the ability to have the final say and have a vision that reflected myself and my founders together, and we could execute on the way we wanted to.
Yeah, I think it's very important to kind of change things up, the status quo, because I know growing up for a long time, it was like, oh man, there was always FaZe and Optic, and looking up at none of those people really reflected who I was or who a lot of my friends were. Like, we liked to party, but it was like a different type of atmosphere. Just a different type of environment. I think the only Spanish person I know that's probably big in esports is Hector Rodriguez. So yeah, diversity is very important for the gaming, especially with this climate.
I watched a clip of some, that toxicity in gaming too was something that we really wanted to, take a stand for and stand up for. And like, if we want to feel like, if you're part of XSET, like your family, it doesn't matter where you come from. We have a really cool manifesto that I wrote that's on the website. I don't know if you saw it, but it's like, we use an old Eric B. and Rakim quote saying, it's not where you're from, it's where you're at. And like, it's all about shared ideas and values. Like, you could come from any background, but we're still all one family at XSET. And like I watched a clip of you standing up to some dude who was calling you, racial slurs just today. That you posted on that shit's wild to me, right? Like, people feel that the rules of the world don't apply. Now, obviously, there's a lot of systematic racism and stuff, but overt racism, when you straight up just call someone a racial name, or just be like straight up like, I don't want you around, I don't want you around because of your race. That is still totally prevalent in gaming, and I saw it happen to you just the other day.
That video, I posted it last night, and I was like, let me just post it. I didn't think it was gonna get the attention it got. Like, on TikTok, it blew up, and I didn't think it was, because I'm used to it on COD. I'm used to it, but I didn't see how it affected other people. How, like, a lot of people have felt that, and because I'm used to it, there's a lot of people who are not used to it, and they shut down when they see stuff like that. So a lot of people were happy that I brought it to attention, to the light.
No, I mean, you have to do that. And, we're going to be making, XSET's going to be making a major announcement about a nonprofit that we're going to be partnering with. It's going to be the first time in history that a nonprofit we're giving the most expensive part of our jersey to a nonprofit, right? The space right here. And we're going to be doing a lot of stuff to be mentoring kids around gaming, but around life, in inner city communities, and in communities that have traditionally been underserved. And we want to live by our example, and build it's not about, it's interesting when we announced that we were doing a team for about diversity. Like, people just don't even get what we mean, because, like, we built it at Carmel, we built it organically. Like, we had over 500 employees. It was definitely had been one of the most diverse companies, in America at the time, probably in history. And it just happened naturally, because those were the people we just chilled with and that we worked with. And it's like, people were just sending us specific players that are like, black or whatever. It's like, the concept is to have a meritocracy, which means we want to have the best players. And by default, that means you'll have all different races, because there's good gamers from every background, right? And so like, people still don't get it. It's like, we're not trying to make this thing and like have quotas or something like that. It's just like, we just want to build a crew with a lot of different people and the diversity goes beyond race. It goes beyond to different backgrounds, different interests, different musical tastes. It's like, that's the coolest shit, is like when you get all these different people who have different interests and different, stories, but at the end of the day, the things that really matter, they're the same, and they value the same stuff, and they have the same outlook on life. Like, my whole life has been like that. Like, from growing up, from my earliest days, I grew up in Jamaica Plain, which is a neighborhood in Boston. It's, one of the most diverse neighborhoods, probably the most diverse neighborhood in Boston. I had all different friends from all different races from the beginning, so it was normal to me. And then when I went out into the real world, I was like, whoa, this is crazy how people are still so hung up on this stuff. And it's because there's so much racism and so much prejudice too, like judging people from, people may not feel like, oh, this race is worse than that race, but they still may feel like, well, I don't necessarily, but I assume a person's a certain way because they're from a certain background, and it's just not right.
It is definitely not. I know over here, we when SUNA and I started this podcast, it was just originally just like me and him, just talking about anime, just bantering, because a lot of people enjoyed that when me and him did play games. And then over time, thanks to SUNA, he like opened my eyes and made this podcast more like about like social justice and about like things that are going on with America, with the Black Lives Matter. And I think last week we had one of our most serious episodes, and that got like the most views as of yet. But I sat down with a voice actor, and we just spoke about the Cal Rittenhouse situation and the Blake situation, the guy who got shot like 7 times. And it's crazy how like we can still live. Like, it's happening to this day, to 2020. We have a friend that raps. His name is Macro. Shout outs to the homie. He when we first interviewed him, he had a song that he just dropped that day, and it was about like social injustice and about the Black Lives Matter movement. And I asked him about it. I was like, hey man, that shit is fire, dude. And he's like, the crazy thing is he wrote that back in like 2015 and he just put it out today. And the crazy thing about it is that it was still prevalent to this day, how nothing has really changed.
Unfortunately, this is a problem that's been going on since the beginning of the birth of this country. And it's interesting, even with XSET, I wound up leaving and signed my deal with FaZe in May. But this concept was already percolating in my mind in January, whatever. And so, the interesting thing is it wasn't a response to like the George Floyd thing or whatever, like to the time. It was something we were going to do. And then all this happened right at the same time. So it showed that we were on the right path in the way we were thinking. And obviously, there's a lot of work to be done. It's great. Like the Black Lives Matter movement is great. It's great that there's a lot of people with different backgrounds. White people, you see when you see, the protests, you see people of all different races and all that stuff. And I think that's really positive. But this has got to be a sustained movement for a long time, because to undo so much of the systemic racism that's built throughout society that people don't even realize exists is going to be a lot of work, and it's something that I want to work on from now until the day I die. Obviously, right now we're running a business, and it's still a business, and it's still a gaming org, and we're still trying to, we have some serious stuff, and then we're also trying to have fun and do some really cool stuff and have pop culture and do it in a way that's positive. But even after this, you can count on the fact that this will be something that I'm talking about. Maybe when you can interview me one day, I'll be in a wheelchair and I'll still be talking about it.
This is an anime podcast, so we can't let you get away without asking, what is your favorite anime, Greg?
Well, I mean, obviously Akira is a classic. Cowboy Bebop.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually watching right now Beyblades. Have you seen that on Netflix? I'm watching that with my son. Naruto. Who's behind you?
Oh, that's just me. That's me. That's me as Naruto.
Yeah. What else is good? Oh, Sailor Moon was a classic. I mean, more of the older stuff. I was also a lot into like the Dark Knight comics and a lot of the, Sailor Moon's more manga or whatever. But one of the things I want to put you guys onto that's really dope, and I bet you there's videos on YouTube, is I used to be super into this thing called Kaiju Big Battle. Have you heard of it?
No.
Kaiju monster in Japanese, and it's spelled Battel. It's these cats out of Boston who created this like anime wrestling league, and they had different characters: Kung Fu Chicken Noodle, Dr. Cube. It's really dope. So, and they would like destroy buildings like Godzilla. I'm trying to think what's some other good anime that I liked. Man, I used to be much more into it back in the day. I don't know. What's the new stuff? You got to put me onto it.
But don't watch. Well, I guess you can watch My Hero. I guess that's the new popular stuff right now. But if you want, that's like really mainstream. I would say Promised Neverland, which is like 12 episodes, and season 2 starts in January. Or
Death. What's it called?
Death Note.
Yeah, Death Note.
Death Note's good. You can watch that. That's on Netflix.
Yeah, I've seen Death Note. It's dope.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of graffiti in myself, so maybe I'll send you a little piece. I'll do a little anime version of it.
Oh, that would be dope.
Up doing graffiti. I've always been into all sorts of weird pop culture and different stuff. Howl's Moving Castle was really dope. Did you see that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's an anime artist, but I don't know. Like maybe you guys are cringing because he's like, yo, this guy is like talking about all this old stuff. But I know more about anime than most Americans.
No.
Most definitely.
Sooner watches City Hunter and
I'm a fan of some of the older shows too. Not that old, but like Fist of the North Star, Yu Yu Hakusho, the original Dragon Ball is great.
Dragon Ball Z.
About
that, of course.
Oh yeah. But like
don't you have a new one, just like Dragon Ball or something like that?
Dragon Ball Super, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the newest one.
Let me ask you guys questions. Give me your top 3 new anime recommendations.
Ooh, you got that one, Deez.
I'm gonna have to say Promise Neverland. Destructive God sits next to me, and I'm gonna have to say Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Mm-hmm. Damn, you even said it with a perfect Japanese accent.
Yeah, I would also recommend Kimetsu as being one of them. Another one, Rise of the Shield Hero is great. I actually really enjoyed it.
As an anime character from way back in the day.
Who's that?
I don't know. He was. There used to be a store in Harvard Square I used to go to where I get like manga. I have awful pronunciation, and this guy was just for sale there. He's some character from Japan, way back in the day, Japanese stuff. I call him Kipchuki.
I don't think I've actually ever seen that thing.
Yeah, well, one of your, you know what you should do is you should do a contest. If one of your listeners or viewers can identify this guy, we'll send him some free XSET merch. How's that? Because I'm still I want to know what his real name is. He doesn't. He's adopted. He doesn't know his real family. Someone help this guy.
All right, you guys heard him.
Well,
you guys heard from Greg. There you go. If you guys guess who that character is,
$200 in XSET merch. I got you.
Oh my God.
Oh shit!
$200 in XSET merch. You can get one of these bad boys right here.
Yeah, exactly. I like how you're repping the set, man.
Have to, man. Have to. Have you seen the Call of Duty trailer today? It's big.
Yeah. It looks good.
It looks really good.
So what did you play? Warzone? What's your game?
Oh, I play S&D.
Yeah.
I like to talk shit.
Yeah.
I like to talk shit, and
we got some kind of nerdy stuff for you guys. We got World of Warcraft now.
Oh, yeah. And I like to Ninja the Fuse. That's pretty much it.
Spellbreak, though?
The what? Spellbreak?
Yeah, the new game.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it. It doesn't feel good to me.
No?
Nah.
What did
I think
you like about it?
I did the spells. I don't know. The flying in the air. For some reason, I can never shoot at a person if they're like in the air. It's like I have bad aim. Like with Overwatch, if I'm trying to shoot a Pharah, I suck. But if like boots on the ground, I could just get you.
Yeah, because I thought you might like, it's a little like, an anime, like, or like, like
Cartoony look to it.
They're shooting like ice and fireballs at people.
Oh,
It's like
no.
Kung Fu-ish.
If I want to do anime, I'll just play Jump Force and beat TSUNA.
Yeah?
Yeah, all right.
Is that true, Suna?
Nah, it doesn't happen. But I'll let him live in his little delusion.
I like your Patriots hat. Are you a Patriots fan?
Yes, but so me and my family every year we go to Vegas for Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah.
And they despise the Patriots.
Yeah, so you like to piss them off?
That's the type of person I am. Oh yeah, son, we always ask on this show, Greg.
Yeah.
We have to ask you. You gotta take this question seriously. Do you have a waifu?
A waifu?
Yeah, so it's like an anime girlfriend.
Yeah, I do.
All right, who is it?
Her name is Dina Fu.
Dina.
She kind of looks anime. She's got some very big eyes. I tell her to dress up in anime costumes, but she doesn't do it.
No.
Do you guys do cosplay?
I've this year I actually wanted to. I went to my first anime con last year with the wife, and I seen a whole bunch of people in cosplay.
But what's funny is, I've been to Japan a bunch of times, so like Shibuya and I've been to that park where they just do cosplay all the time. And man, these people take it so seriously. Like every anime character you could think of, plus any character you think of, people just dress up and chill all day in this park. It's wild. If you ever have a chance to go to Japan, you have to check it out.
My wife's been trying to kill me to go to Japan. She won't give me another kid until we go to Japan. So.
I thought she was just trying to kill you.
What happened?
I thought she was just trying to kill you, but I guess it's only about Japan.
No, it's only about Japan. That's all she wants. So I gotta save her some money and get there.
You better take her. You're gonna be dead soon. How many kids do you have?
I have one little lady. She just turned 9, and she is growing up to be just like me, which is, I don't know if that's a good thing. Which is
Yeah, I don't think so.
no, which I guess it's a good thing while I'm doing the podcast and
My daughter's 9 and she reads a lot of graphic novels.
mm,
You know, like Lock and Key and all that stuff.
my daughter was on
Another one?
Roblox the other day, and I think she was playing like some game where she has to hunt down people as a zombie, and she killed like 3 people. And I hear her like while I'm in the kitchen go, "You noob!" And I just start laughing, and it's just the cutest thing.
Yeah, well, it's cool having kids. My daughter's 9 too. They have to hang out sometime.
Definitely, definitely. Whenever you
Tell her not
need,
to, don't. I don't want her to teach her about that zombie game though.
you know,
Fall Guys.
no, they can do Fall Guys or Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Animal Crossing and Minecraft. My son likes Minecraft.
My daughter loves it.
XSET's about to set up a Minecraft server.
Let's do it. My daughter invited me to her server, and she already built like a big, like block statue of like the skin that I was already in. I'm like, when did you do this? She goes, Daddy, I did it yesterday. I'm like, okay, yeah, you getting too good at this.
Tsuna, do you have kids?
No, man. I just turned 22 in February, so no kids, man. Not yet.
All right, good.
He's a baby. He's good.
They're a lot of fun, but believe me, it changes your life.
Oh yeah, I hear.
This was my first child that I adopted right here, and then the other 2 were real.
Most of Suna's girls are animated.
Yeah.
He's not lying.
Are you one of those guys I read about, Tsuna, that like just basically falls in love with like an avatar anime girl and like doesn't have a real relationship, or?
Oh no. Okay, let's put it like this. I'd learned to appreciate the beauty of 2D animated girls, but not enough to the point where I fall in love with them and don't know the difference between a real girl and an animated girl. We'll go with that.
That's good. I'm glad you're. I wouldn't judge you, but
Borderline human.
Have you guys ever made anime characters of yourself? I see the one behind you, but like, why don't you guys collaborate on an anime project?
Why don't we collab?
Let's do it with X. We'll do some kind of weird like anime video with you guys and XSET. We can like it'd be sick actually. I think we have like now like 40 people in XSET. We should get them all drawn as anime.
You should.
One of the things that XSET's about, and I think you guys represented exactly. You 2 kids who grew up in New York, right? And
nah, he's not from my hood. He's in Texas, I believe.
So you're one kid who grew up in New York and one kid who grew up in Texas, and like anime originated in Japan, and that's like the beauty of this new digital age, and like this, back at my old company, Carmelo, we started using the term verge culture, the convergence of many cultures. It's like hip hop, anime, reggaeton, like graffiti, sneaker culture. It's all become this like amazing like palette that basically takes from each other and continues to build and evolve.
Yeah, verge culture. We got anime, gaming, and social justice on this podcast.
Yep. I haven't talked that much about XSET, but just so you know, like a lot of big announcements coming up. We announced today our partnership
Scuff
with gaming. Did you see that?
I saw it. I was just about to congratulate you on Scuff.
We have PUBG Mobile, which is huge. Second best team in North America. We're going to be competing in China, all over the world. We bought a Rocket League team. World of Warcraft, the Arena World Champions. Our Warzone squad's dope. I mean, our Fortnite team is ranked, fluctuates between 5th and 7th, and 5th and 7th in America every week. So we're in the top. We're already a top 10 org. We launched in mid-July, bro. It's just wild. Obviously, Ghost Lifestyle, Wahlburgers, Respawn, man, Ministes, who's an Olympic skateboarder. Wait till you see some of the people who are joining in the next few weeks. We got the fall drop coming, which is really sick. Designed by Dennis Calvero, out in LA. Dude, there's just so much going on. It's insane.
So what's next for XSET? Like, how do you move forward from here after all you signed all these things and you partnered with all these orgs? What's next?
Well, I mean, we're signing one more. We're signing a few like big talent, right? Some really big gamers. We're going to be announcing a team if we get the deal done. It's an all-girls squad that people will be super psyched about because they're just badasses and they just, and then there's going to be a couple hip hop artists we're going to be announcing that are involved. Obviously, Clinton Sparks is involved. He's like the man in the music world. We have some clothing collabs coming up. We're doing Complex Land, which is this interactive thing that they're doing for ComplexCon. We're the official gaming team partner for that. Bro, we are doing so much stuff. Like one day is like a year.
Please tell me that sneaker's coming out.
Well, the sneakers. Those were custom joints done by a group called Geeky Blinders in London that they gifted to us. And those are, on Nike. However, I would say this, without giving away too much, we are in serious talks with a major sneaker company to do a huge whole sneaker thing. We'll be the first gaming org in the world to do something of this of this size. I know teams have done a few things where they've had, like this is a whole program, and we'll be doing some apparel with them and all this stuff if we get it done. But we always get stuff done, so
you always do.
Better than us. Rep the set. Make sure you follow us on IG at XSET Gaming. At XSET. Sorry, it's been a long day and I haven't eaten. On XSET, at XSET. Then on Twitter, it's at XSET Gaming. Our Discord channel, our YouTube channel, and then twitch.tv/XSET Gaming. You can see our players testing out new games. We did the Little Key album launch. We're working with 300 Entertainment. We're going to be doing another event like that coming up. We are going to be launching a program, like an academy program. So if you want to join XSET, and I know there's a lot of people do, and we've gotten like literally tens of thousands of people hitting us up, we're going to try to figure out a way that we can work them in because we want XSET to be the gaming org for the people. We want everyone to feel like they can be part of XSET. Instead of being elitist like so many other gaming orgs, we're the opposite, but we're still going to have the coolest stuff. The quality of the stuff we're putting out in our next merch drop was just like fire. It's like the same stuff you see at Kith or Off-White or whatever. We're just taking everything we're trying to do, we're taking to a whole new level, but we're doing it our way, and it's very leaning into culture heavily. And I definitely, me and you got to build off, you and I, see if my wife Dina, what's the?
Dina Fu? That's
Dina
what you said?
was here. She would not like my butchering the English language. We should definitely talk about how we do more stuff in the anime community. I want to get back into it. I used to be back into it, thus my old references. Did I mention Cowboy Bebop?
You did.
Yes,
you did.
Yep.
All right, cool. So yeah, definitely want to do stuff with you guys and figure out how we do more stuff around anime and gaming because that's like another natural cultural fit.
Especially now that anime is becoming a lot more mainstream now.
Absolutely.
I got to give a big thanks to Greg SELKOE for joining us on today's episode. I know it was a short one. We had to rush this last minute. We usually record on Sundays, but all his links will be in the description below.
Oh, yeah. Wait, sorry to cut you off, which is something I do. At SELKOE is my Instagram and Twitter.
And all his links will be in the show notes below, along with SUNA and I. Make sure you check out XSET. Make sure you follow Greg and join the XSET Discord because they do Q&As and a whole bunch of other stuff there, merch giveaways, and especially also don't forget to name that character and you'll get $200 in XSET merch courtesy of Greg.
Yep.
With that said,
really
guys.
Appreciate you guys. Fan of the podcast. Appreciate you guys having me on. Sorry I butchered all the anime names, but at least I once was a fan. So you guys are gonna make me brush up on it. Got to pass that on to my kids, right? Other than Beyblades. You guys have Beyblades? You know,
No,
what
I
Beyblades
don't
are?
have any anymore as a kid.
I don't think I could afford them. I know we had the milk caps, and we put clay in it. That's
Yeah.
what we did.
Oh, I'm nice with the Beyblades now. I have Beyblade battles with my son all the time. Then we have like little kung fu battles too when I win.
Oh yeah.
He basically just kicks me in the shins.
My daughter just wrestles me until she does like a Rasengan, and I have to pretend I'm dead.
Yeah, well, at least doesn't hurt as much.
No, not until you laying down and she jumps on your back, even after you're dead.
I know that one.
I'm glad I don't have kids, man.
they could be good.
You're gonna have them soon, but they're gonna be in 2D.
We'll make an anime world for Suna and his kids.
Yeah,
that's what we will collab on. All right, Greg. Thank you for.
Thank you guys so much.
No problem.
Don't change.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
Everybody, hit the links in the description, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you.
Yeah.